So hello everyone, welcome to this another video of this channel. I'm Abhishek Verma, and in today's video we are going to start with the 9th chapter of our Spring AI playlist. In the previous video we saw why do we need tools, what are the tools, and how to create them using programmatic way. In today's video we are going to see how we can create tools using declarative way. Now, technically speaking, it is going to be a complete architectural choice whether you want to go for programmatic way or you want to go for declarative way. I prefer that declarative way is much more easier and beneficial. Now in the comments, you also can tell me which way you are going to prefer if you have to code the same in your production application. So without wasting any more time, let's directly get started and see how the things are going to look like. So now we are in the IDE. And before we start with our today's demo, first of all, let's do a quick recap and see what we did last time in demo number 7. For this, we will directly move on here. Then let's go to pom.xml. Then here we see that we were making usage of Java version 25. Spring AI version is 1.0.2, the latest as of now. Maybe when you will be coding, there is any newer version also, so you can easily upgrade the same. Then we are having the web dependency, we are having OpenAI dependency, and we are having the Lombok dependency. Then beside this, we can move on to this part, and here application.properties. So just the basic properties only, that here we are saying the application name is demo, then open API keys there, chat base URL, completions path, and the model we are making usage pro. Because I told you last time also that whenever you are trying with the tools, so if you are using any other model except pro, it may not give you the accurate results, or it may not even work. So that's why only the pro model or any other model for any other LLM is only going to work fine, the most advanced model. Then after this, let's go on for this particular part. So here we are having this app.java, and this is just a simple main method, nothing much here. Then after this, we can go on to this advisor. So just a logging advisor, which we have been using since multiple demos by now. So again, this is simple, nothing much here. Then we can go on towards this chat controller. Here we see that we are having two methods. First method is /generate, which is the normal method which we have been using since demo number 1. The second one, the only difference is that here we are making usage of a method tool callbacks. Now within this tool callbacks, we are making usage of custom tool callback provider. So if we go here, then we will see this, not this part. Okay, this is our chat config. Again, the simple one, nothing much interesting here. But now we can go on to this one, that is custom tool callback provider. So here you see this is basically like a kind of a factory. And here we have actually auto-wired all various tools. So if you wish, you can directly mention tools within the method, or if you wish, you can make usage of this tool callback provider. Both the options are going to work fine. So here we are saying that we are having two tools, current date time tool, and the other one is print tool. Then here, this is how the current date time tool is going to look like. So for this, we always need to say implements tool callback. This one, you want a bean, so it has to be a component. Now, the moment you are going to implement this tool callback, then you need to override some methods. So first method is going to be the tool definition method, and the second one is going to be the call method. So call method is the method where the actual logic is going to work. So here, instead of providing the direct logic, what we have done is that we have created a separate method and we are invoking it from here. Now beside this, what you can actually do, you can make a separate service class. Within that, you can have the methods, and you can invoke those service class methods from this particular place. Then in this tool definition, you see basically we are providing the name of the tool. Then we are providing some description. This description is very, very important, because when AI is going to see multiple tools, based on this description only, it will decide which one to call at their runtime. Then here we need to provide the input schema. Last time I show you that, okay, there is one very old way also, that we need to provide the JSON and everything. And the other easier option is that you can make usage of JSON schema generator. For this, we are making usage of reflection utils. So this was the thing. And then beside this, the other one was the print tool. Now in the print tool also, it is almost the same. The only difference is that this time print tool is going to accept some kind of input. So you can see it is accepting some input. It is not returning anything. And here I want to show you that, okay, it can do some kind of actions also. So basically, tools we are using for two purposes. First one, to retrieve some information, and second one, to do some kind of action also. Then we can also take help of and from here, yeah, that was the main thing. So let me close all these things. So that is how our demo 7 is going to look like. Now demo number 8 is exactly the copy of the previous demo. I haven't made any other change as of now in demo number 8 that we are going to do after this. Okay, but before this, I want to take you here into this particular one, and here I just want to show you this tool callings. So here last time I told you that basically it is used for two purposes: information retrieval, and the other one is taking action. In our case, when we are saying get current date and time, it is information retrieval. When we say print message, it is taking action. Now instead of doing such basic operations, you can do some complex operations also. Maybe you can invoke some third party API, maybe you can interact with the database, or maybe you can do some kind of complex calculations also. So all these things can be done within your methods, and basically there are two ways of declaring these tools. So first one we saw was the programmatic way here, where we saw that we need to make usage of this tool callback and all these things. So that was the way, and it was very difficult. Now the second option, which is an easier one, is the declarative way. Now in declarative way, it is very simple. What you just have to do is you just need to create a class, which we have been creating till now. Then within that, you just write a method. So remember, this method we were writing now also, because obviously we have to provide some logic. Now upon that method, what you just need to do is you need to make usage of @tool annotation, and that's it. So the moment you will be using @tool annotation, it will do the job of what tool callback was doing. And within that, you can provide the name of the tool and the description of the tool, and that's it. It's so easy. Yep. So now what we will do is we will try to convert our existing demo to that particular one. Again, just for a very quick, so Java 25, web dependency, OpenAI dependency, Lombok, nothing interesting here. Then this particular application.properties file, exactly same, nothing much interesting here. Then in this particular one, we are just having the main method, nothing much interesting here. Then the logging advisor, exactly same, nothing new here. In the config, just this basic config, nothing much different here. In the controller, this time there is going to be a change, because now we won't be able to call this tool callbacks, because we are not going to create a tool callback. So here we will see what change is required. Beside this, till now we were making usage of you see, one tool callback provider was used. Beside this, we were making usage of one tool class for this particular tool, one tool class for this particular tool, which means in short, if there are going to be 10 different tools, if there are going to be 10 different methods, you have to create 10 different classes if you are making usage of these tools. Yeah. So instead of this only, that's why we are making usage of declarative way. So now only those classes are opened which we want to change. So let's start doing the changes. So first of all, one option is I can directly make changes here also. Otherwise, in order to make the thing simple, what I will do is I will create a new class and I will start adding the things there. And then from these classes, we will start removing. And at the end, we will see that, okay, how the project is going to look like. Yeah. So for this, we will go inside this one and let's create a new class. So something like this. Let's call it as custom tools, because this time it is going to be a common class for all the tools. Yeah. In one class only, you can mention multiple tools. So that's why I'm calling it as custom tools. You can give it a different name also. So let's go here. Then on this, so for this one, we want a bean. So that's why we are going to annotate it with @component. So let me do it something like this, @component. So this is how it is going to look like. Now, after this, what we are going to do is that here we need to start adding our tools. So for this one, again, if we just have a look here, so you see, it is nothing but you just need to copy this kind of a method. I mean, just the main logic and annotate it with @tool. So here, if we go, so first of all, let's take from this one. So here we see that this was the main logic for us. So we are going to copy this particular part from here and let's mention the same thing here, something like this. Now obviously this can't be private anymore, so let's make it public, and here we are going to say @tool, something like this. So just @tool, let's say Control Shift O. Now we can go inside this @tool. Now here we see that here we are having something as name, which is name of the tool. Last time, if you see how we were providing this name of the tool, something like this, get current date and time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this name from here and I will be going to this particular part, and here I will be saying as name equals to this one. and here it is how it is going to look like. Then after this, the next part is going to be the description of the tool. So again, the same thing we were providing somewhere here. So it is going to look in this particular way. So let me again copy. So deliberately, instead of writing, I'm doing copy paste. So first of all, to save my time, another one, so that I can show you that okay, how easy it is to convert from one way to another way. So here let me make it in this particular way, and yeah, this is how it is going to look like. Then after this, we see that okay, return direct. So by default it is false. So it says whether the tool result should be returned directly or passed back to the model. So by default it is false, and we don't need to change, and even this is not required, so because we just need to return the string. So this is the part. Now remember that generally they are going to return you strings only. If you are want to return something else, then you need to make usage of these converters. Yeah. So this was the main part. So here now we don't need something like this. So what we can do is we can delete this part. So that's it. Yeah. So see, one complete class is gone, and instead of it we are just having one simple method. Here also, if you wish, you don't need to provide this name, because by default whatever is the method name, same name will be taken there. But just for making it simple, as of now, let me keep it as such, because sometimes it happens that you want a different method name and here you want something different. So in that particular ways, then afterwards let's go for this another one also, print tool. From here also what I will do is I'm going to copy this particular one and let me paste it somewhere here. So it is going to look something like this. Here also let me say it as @tool. Then okay, as of now let's say this, and later on we are going to change. Here let me make it as public. So this is how it is going to look like. Now from here let me copy these names. So the name of the method is going to be print only. Yeah, that is fine. And the message is going to be print the given message to the console. So yes, that is also fine. We are saying print the message to the console, and yep, this is also done. So now let's delete this print tool also. So this one I have deleted. Now why do we need this custom tool callback provider? Because you may say that okay Abhishek, now you need to mention this custom tools there, but the answer is no, you don't need to mention it there. So what you can do is you can delete this also. If you wish, you can mention, otherwise you can simply delete. So that is the thing. So as of now we don't need. So now what we are going to mention inside our controller, so we are just going to take this name from here, and we will be coming to this particular part. Here we are going to say custom tools, and here also we are going to mention the same custom tools. So let's say Control Shift O, and here also let's say the same custom tools. So this is how it is going to look like. But you see it is not working, because this time custom tools is not a callback provider or something like callback. Instead this is just a tools. So here we are using another method, and that I guess is add the dot tools. So this is the method. So if you are using @tool annotation, here you have to use the tools method. So this, if you wish, you can provide here also. If you say no, I want this tools functionality in all my methods, which we generally don't want. Yeah. So in case if you want, so then directly inside your chat config also, here you can mention. So here also we can say something as default tools here. So this is how it is going to look like, default tools. But generally you are not going to mention here, because when you say tool, you want that this particular URL should be working for these two tools only. Okay, so something specification you want to make, so that's why we are using. So what we can do, that this URL will work for two tools, another URL will work for another tools, so that way you can combine the tools in these classes. Yeah. Now some of you will say that okay Abhishek, since this time it is just a single line only, so what if we are having a particular service class, and let's assume that this method is mentioned within the service class. So what do you suggest? Should we directly mention this annotation in the service class? One option is yes, you can do so. You can directly use this @tool annotation in your service class. Another option is it is not a good practice. When we say service class, it may be used directly by the controller also in many other places. Maybe for some of the things you don't want to make usage of AI, you want to directly call it with the help of your APIs. So it will work. It is not going to provide you any kind of issue, but still as a good practice, it's better for the for the, what do we say, for the separate concerns also, that you make separate tools like this. So here you just make your multiple tools, and if you want to call anything from the service class or repository class, so you can directly auto wire the things here. So that is how it is going to look like in your production code. So here let me go and let me just execute the same. So okay, here it has started working. So let me clear this. Now let's go to Postman. So here first of all I will go to this generate, and from using this we will see whether it is going to work or not. Obviously it should not be working, but let's see what it is going to provide us as the answer. And in the current date you can see that today it is 19th of October 2025, but it is saying it is May 17 2024. So obviously it's a wrong data. So let's try to do the same with the help of this particular one. And here if I execute, so it is going to look something like this. Okay, it is taking a bit more time, but hopefully this time it is going to provide us the right answer. And yes, that is right, it is Sunday, October 19 2025. Then we can also ask it to, I mean, print something. So here we can say print 20 on console. Okay, let me do it like this, and so that we can see the message easily, what I will do is I'm going to clear this console. So let me clear it from here. Then let's go back here and let's click on this send. So here it says print 20 on console. This is not working. So why is it so? Why this one is not working? What it says, okay, so yeah, this is not the issue with our our code. It is basically an issue with this particular model, resource exhausted, because very quickly we executed two APIs. So what we will do is let's wait for a moment, and in the meantime, if you wish, you can subscribe to my channel. And now let's again give it a try. So hopefully it should be working by now. So here we can see that request has logged. Also it is saying printed 20, which means control has went till that particular point. Let's see what is the output here. Here it says yes, I have printed 20 on the console. Is there anything else I can do? Okay, now one thing I forget to show you in the previous demo, that here now you see that in this URL we have mentioned about two tools. So we can do something with the printing also, we can play with the date also. But what if I'm going to ask it some complete random question which is not related with any of these tools? Then how it is going to behave? Will it say that okay, I'm going to do only these kind of jobs, or will it going to provide us the output? Let's see. So here I will ask where is, okay, let's ask it as something like this: what is the capital of India? Okay, so let's ask this. Now currently this question is not related with any of these tools. Neither it is related with the print tool, and nor it is related with the date time tool. So let's see will it work or not. So we have seen that such kind of things, when we were asking from this question answer advisor, at that point of time it wasn't working. Okay, so here also it is going to say you same only, that only these tools are available and those tools lack this kind of functionality. So again this thing is not going to work, because here this time you are making usage of tools, so you want to work with tools only. Okay, so this is the point, and I hope that is fine, because we are deliberately saying that generate with the tools, so we want to make usage of tools only. If you want something like this, that what is the capital of India, why don't you ask the same question here into this particular one, that okay, what is the capital of India? It is not making usage of any of the tools, so it can ask directly to Google about this question, and it can provide you the answer also, that capital of India is New Delhi. So this is how the things are going to work. And today, in today's video, we have seen about the declarative way of tools. Now you can tell me in the comments which option did you like more better, programmatic way of writing or the declarative way of writing. Again, let me make it very clear that it is going to completely depend on your coding architecture. Some teams may prefer programmatic way, some teams may prefer declarative way. It is not that okay which one is more better, both are better in their own terms. Yeah, it is just two ways of doing the same thing, and completely depends on you. So you can tell me which one is your preferred way. My preferred way is obviously the declarative way, because it is easier to write and easier to understand also. So thanks everyone, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.